sure we can. So well, that's also, nice that you would probably be able to connect with them and talk to them before you start the broadcast.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, could you make that way? You're not spending 5 minutes of the video that you're recording trying to be like, oh yeah, you click the button up there to share and blah, blah, blah. You may be able to have those conversations up front.
Okay.
Which, if you can do that, and you need to have that introduction to what the study is and what you're going to be doing, your data and information is confidential and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
You may be able to put that in the survey too, like in the Google form up front. So they may not need you to say that. That's something for you and Aleph and the IRB to work out. And if when you put in an IRB protocol, they're going to be the ones that kind of review like your specific process of how are you going to connect with people? What's that process going to look like? Where's the data going to live? They're the ones that kind of help you. I don't know how much you have talked to Aleph about the IRB process, but that's essentially what they do. They basically make sure that you're not going to like harm other people in your research or, make their confidential data publicly available. They make sure that we don't murder people for research purposes, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I talked with her about IRB. I think I need to understand a little bit more like how to use this. And so, we're thinking about like getting the IRB in like next week or something.
Yeah, and it's a good skill to understand like what kind of language to use with the IRB and like how really you're just kind of telling a story for how you're going to conduct your research, just for them to make sure like, oh, okay, this is not going to harm someone, so it's cool. You can go ahead and do that.
Okay,
that's basically what you're doing. But I think the thing that you'll want to think about in terms of how that works is, so we've got, in terms of this process, we've got Hangouts on air for the video. You've got, it doesn't have to be, but you've got forms for the survey or collecting data, right? That's where you may be collecting the data. And then so you've got probably like a calendar invite at some point.
Yeah.
To get them the information they need. So it's like figuring out like, okay, you've got this, there's a link for this, there's a link for this, and then so how do these kind of things work together in a calendar invite? So are you going to give them, a link to the form, and then inside the form it contains the Hangout link? Or is it going to be in the calendar invite, are you going to give them a link to the Hangouts? So it's like, hey, meet me on Hangouts at this time. And then when they get into the Hangouts and you say, hey, I'm going to have you go through. You're going to go through, I'm going to give you some prompts. It's going to be in the Google form. You're going to be able to upload your responses, and we're going to kind of chat and things like that. And then when you give them that update, then you can say, okay, I'm going to send you the link. You could do that in the Google Hangout. So if I'm you and I'm chatting with you, you're sharing your screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chat, so I could throw the link to the Google form in the chat, and then they'd click it, and then it'd go to the form, and you're still chatting with them, right? So it's kind of figuring out. And I don't think you have to like follow it like to a T, but just kind of figuring out how that dynamic is going to work.
I think definitely like bringing them on the Hangout.
And just
probably going to be
making contact with them first.
I think,
I like that too.
Most kids know how to use Skype and know how to use Google Hangout.
Yeah, and the nice thing about Hangouts is you just send them a link, and you can you can say, okay, you're chatting via email. It's like, when can you meet to do this? It's going to take an hour, right? You're like, okay, great, we've got a time. You just send them a calendar invite, and you put the link to your Hangout in there. The hard part is, because of the way Hangouts on Air works, is I don't know if that link, I never got the scheduled one to work.
Okay.
And that's what's hard. So I'm going to stop this broadcast.